Sir, there is a recent video going around where Prince Kasim Afedboa, in one of those interviews with Opula TV, specifically said that the Okupalagbe of Opula is a man, either old or young, who has the ability to rally around everybody in the community in such a manner of high or greater level. Sir, does this statement mean that you don't have the leadership capacity, or that strength of cohesion to galvanize your people as one entity?
Well, I think the best people who will answer this question are the people of Upela.
Okay.
Because for the 7 months I was there, let me even start with the elders. In my ruling branch, the elders village head is called Chief Dansa Obalo. He was with me, and he brought all the village heads in Ukumunyu to my palace. In the entire Upela, the eldest village head in the entire Upela is High Chief Ayuba Achekugene. In fact, he was the de facto acting of Upela before I assumed my throne.
Okay.
He is the one that opened my palace. He brought everybody together to support my throne. You go to the Awoyemi, the Ogute side, the Ogutoke, who are our seniors, the eldest village head in Ogutoke, in the entire Ogute ruling house, Chief Osheku, is for me. In fact, because he was too old, the next person to him, High Chief John Ohogwe, rallied all the village heads to my throne. If you go to Ekuri ruling house, all the village heads in Ekuri ruling house, those, including those in Oku, in Ekuri, and in Igiyase, in that ruling house, all of them except one of them. The only person who refused to join them is Chief Joshua Ogene. Every other village heads there, they were all with me. When you come to Awoyemi, the same thing, apart from few. So the village heads, who are the custodians of the throne, were with me. Now, there was an internal problem between Afopila and Ukomunyo and Ogriga. I resolved the problem. The whole 9 village heads in Ogriga, who were not working with us before, led by Chief Ederevo Julius, they all came to my palace. Then the youths, then the women, everybody all agreed, and I was able to rally everybody apart from these few persons, Kasim Afedboa, Chief Joshua Ogene. Some of these guys who the Openland knows that they don't mean well for the community because they have economic interest in Boa Dangote. That is all. So if I don't subscribe to Chief Joshua Ogene's whims and caprices, I don't subscribe to Kasim Afedboa whims and caprices of protecting their business interests in Boa Dangote, I am not able to rally the people. What of the whole of 99% of the people who have agreed, the young, the youth who are suffering, our women who are suffering, the village heads who are suffering, because I came with a program of democratizing the governance where you don't centralize everything, you decentralize it.
We'll get to that area. Let's not deviate from this, the question you were asked.
Yes.
Or if you are done with the question, or you still have...
No, that's fine.
Okay, fine. Now that the state government has appointed another candidate, which is to be coronated very soon, and as the appointment violated the process of selecting an Okubalabe of Upila.
Now, the purported appointment of Mike Sado is laughable. Number one, Mike Sado, during that time that they submitted our 3 names, he indulged in criminality. What was that criminality? he went to coronate himself. And he ran away. People, including his father, were arrested for that criminal offense. And he ran away to Dubai. As we speak, he's still a fugitive.
Was he appointed essential?
He was not.
Okay.
Immediately 3 names were submitted to the State Executive Council. Mike went to coronate himself.
Oh, be proud to your coronation.
Proud to my coronation.
Okay.
And the government went against it because it is stated what the criminal offense is and what the punishment is.
Okay.
He ran away, he escaped. People were arrested. From the executive angle, the government went against them, arrested them. Then from the spiritual angle, the 9 people, including his father, who coronated him, have all died. None of them remain. All of them died. 9 of them. The village heads and adult kingmakers who participated all died. Let me also tell you, when they even started using what we call Acti Okopolagbe, which was an innovation crafted by the person called Chief Joshua Ogene, just to be able to be controlling the system so that it will cascade out to Mike. There is a man, the eldest village head there, may his soul rest in peace, Ugono. They misled that one. Recently, his son released an audio. They misled him and made him to sign a paper, which he was not to sign. Immediately, he signed it in the morning. Afternoon, he died. Then the next one, High Chief David, Aroy David, a very wonderful, eloquent young man, who was now the next. They gave it to him. They misled him to sign the document. Immediately he signed the document, he went to sleep. He didn't wake up again. They took it again to one elder Suleiman in Igafodio. They misled. These are very wonderful men, great men that were set to their untimely grave by the machinations of Mike Sadu and Joshua Ogene. They took it to that one again, and he signed. He died. It was when they now took the thing and took to the one called Chief Akemukue. That one said, please, take this thing away. I'm not going to sign anything for you people. That man is still alive today.
Did you make the document to remove?
So they wanted to just kill the process.
Okay.
Yes, to obstruct the process of betting a substantive king.
Okay. I understand.
They wanted to obfuscate the process of betting a substantive king.
Okay.
By bringing up all sorts of acti king, acti this, sign this paper, sign this limestone away to this company, to write to the governor. The process they were trying to create confusion, and because God wanted to conclude the process of the kingship, they made those people to make mistakes, and each time that person makes that mistake, the person dies. It is only when they came, the thing reached the turn of Chief Akemukue, that one said, I will not make allow the process to bet a king. This active king matter, he does not understand it. So he removed his hand from there, and today he's still alive. And it is now during his presence when he refused them, when he refused to be the acting king, that the issue of my throne was completed. Otherwise, if they were accepting that acting king till today, there's no government that will be able to appoint a king in Ukula.
Okay.
So, Mike Sadu's appointment is an aberration. Let's even assume, without considering, that the governor's directive that they should go and start the process again was right. Let's assume without considering. If you look at the process that produced Mike Sadu, you will laugh. When the letter was written, the Commissioner for Local Government Affairs wrote a letter to the council chairman that the council chairman should commence the process of appointment of a king. usually the secretary to the local government traditional council is the person who is to communicate. He was not allowed to communicate. They wrote a letter to the eldest village head, Achekugene, in Okwela, and he received the letter. He immediately made copies and made available to all the people in Okwela. Now, the next thing, he now called because it is the Oteku where we come from that are supposed to produce the king. And Oteku has 2 ruling houses of Ido and Lukomunyo. He immediately convoked a meeting of both ruling branches. And they now said, since the last one from Oteku is from Ido, Lukomunyo people can still have it. So they called the village heads of Lukomunyo to come down to Ido and have a meeting. After that meeting, they handed over the process to the Lukomunyo to go home and conclude. Are you understanding?
Very well.
Mike and his cohort did not allow the Lukomunyo people to meet, to go and select somebody out. So the foundation of producing a king in Okwela, which is the people who stone is it to produce the king and the people entitled to bring, was fouled. It was violated. As we speak, Lukomunyo people did not participate
in the selection
of Mike Sado.
Okay. Who now submitted the name of Sado?
Now, the letter, look at the violation. The same Achekugene wrote to the commissioner of local government affairs, look, 48 hours is too short. Please give us 2 weeks for us to do the process. Acknowledged. Now, he is the one, as the eldest villager, that is supposed to organize the process. This is the second violation. He didn't even know how the process was organized. Chief Joshua Ogene, Hansi Amofume, Bombay, these 3 people are not, and Kasim, these 3 people are not from Lukomunyo or Oteku.
Oh,
they are not even from here. They are the people that just went political gathering called the council chairman, which is an aberration. They gathered in one place. Even the town hall, which they were supposed to use, the people refused to make it available. They broke into the town hall by force. They broke into that place by force, and they conducted an illegal arrangement there without Oteku, without Lukomunyo, whose turn is it to produce the king, participating. So the foundation that is tangential to the rotation has been violated, because it is the person the Lukomunyo people brings forth that is supposed to be the king. That was not allowed to happen. Then the oldest village head who received communication from government to go and preside over, he was not even allowed to do it. He was not there. So who is that person that now conducted the kangaroo election and submitted names to government that the government claimed to be acting on? That's one. There 2. They claim to have done the election for 9 people. The 9 people, how did they come up? Is it not the Lukomunyo that is supposed to produce candidates?
Of course.
Which you are going to conduct election for? They generated 9 names, most of who are not aware. They even included my name. I was not aware. It scored me 0. They just generated all those people that they put their name there. We've gotten their affidavit. None of them is aware that he was contesting.
Okay.
Lukomunyo did not submit their names. So Lukomunyo and Oteku are not aware of how Mike Sado is selected. So he's a king of he's an Okwi Joshua Ogene, Okwi Bombay, Okwi Hansi Amofumegbe. It's not the Okopolagbe. So those, including Kasim, Joshua Ogene, Hansi Amofume, and Bobby. These 4 people are the people Mike is Kugbe. Now they unite. He's not uniting Okwela. So I don't know why it has not done on the guy. I have told him with voice notes, very explicit voice note, that you are not a king. You are not Okwe. If you say you are Okwe Kasim, Afegboa, Bombay, Scatter, Hansiam of Tumegbe, if that is what you are ruling, that is who you are. So it is a fundamental flaw, a violation and an insult to our tradition, and even to the government, for that man to be called Okokula.
Very good. Thank you very much, sir. But let me go back to prior to your selection, electionary process, and before you became the automatic candidate of the Ukomonyo people. Were you having a detailed outlined projects for your people? Do you have any one of such?
Yes. The biggest thing as a leader you can do for your people is freedom. It's not food. It's not money. You must free your people from the captivity that is inherent in their system. As we speak today, let me talk about economic captivity. In Okpela today, as we speak, you will be shocked that Okpela, that is housing the two biggest companies in Africa, Dangote Cement is in Okpela, Boa Cement is in Okpela. That if you come to Okpela today, poverty is written over everywhere. It is not because the companies or the owners of the companies have a corporate ideology to imprison the people. No. I have been opportune to interrogate and discuss with the owners of these companies. Like Aliko Dangote, I have the opportunity to have a more than 30-minute session with him. I have been opportune to meet an Abdul Samad and the top management. I have been opportune to meet the managing director of Dangote and the managing director of Boa Cement. At that level, you will see that these are people who have corporate ethics, who have integrity, who have the touch of humanity in their soul at that level. But when you come down to a certain level of the people who they brought to be oversee the day-to-day running of the companies, these people, because of their personal interest, their personal economic interest, create situations in my community where nobody in the community benefits.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
But at the topmost level, and Abdul Samad, the corporate outlook of Boa wants this thing to trickle down to the people. Engineer Ali Rubinji, who is the managing director, he would want the best things to trickle down to the people, because these are very good Muslims. I've interacted with them and I know what the stuff they are made of. But once those people take decisions at the corporate level and you now come down to the operational and tactical level, day-to-day running, the managers, the mid-level managers that they have put there to oversee the implementation of their lofty corporate ideals for the community, they privatize it.
I see.
This is the issue. Like in Boa, there is a particular guy called Gidado. Every single Okpela person knows that is the terror. But whatever he's doing to the people of Okpela is not what the owners of the company want to be done. But because he wants to fill his pocket with a lot of money, he comes to Okpela, identify the bad guys inside, coerce with them, and bet and institute a recruitment system, a labor system that can be approximated to slavery, where children, our people, will be working in mines, other very derogatory, useless conditions, and be paid peanuts, where multitude of my people who are skilled doper operator, excavator operators, payloader operators, maintenance engineers in that mines, people who are skilled are being treated as mere laborers, any pitters, and slave wage. And how do they do this? They look for somebody in a community that has nothing to do with human resource management. He has no experience, he has no corporate outlook. And so, this is a guy that can intimidate his people. They give him labor contracts. In Nigeria of today, you give him labor contracts, tell him to bring 500 workers. Then those people will recruit drivers of trucks, drivers of payloaders, all those machineries that people were to train and have the skills. They will be there and they will be employed there without confirmation, without employment letter, and they will be given daily pay. No incentives. But when you see the real staff working with BOA as a company, they are well catered for. That is where you can rate the corporate outlook of the company. But these guys have now come to outsource this suffering to the people. As we speak now, my people are slaving in Okpila. BOA that is supposed to bring prosperity, happiness to people, it has now brought gnashing of teeth, crying, suffering to people. Everything there is outsourced, and the person who is in charge of this outsourced management is that Gidado. What happens? It is possible that the company may have provided 300,000 as salary to be paid to a particular staff. But I can tell you, in a month, the money that get to that staff is not up to 80,000. The remaining 200 and something thousand is shared between this Okpila demagogue and Gidado. And they want to sustain that system. You will see somebody has worked as a casual for 10 years. But if you look at him, he cannot buy a good shirt to wear. It's not allowed. These are the things that I feel must be addressed. Because I want to be king of prosperous people. I want to be king of people. When I go out, you see young men looking well, young men getting behaved. Each time they will tell you they are stealing their diesel. How do somebody work for 30 days in a mine in such a dangerous, environmentally unfriendly situation, and you are paying him 70,000, 60,000? So there are so many things that I feel that my people must be economically freed. Those Dangote Abua should be seen to be bringing prosperity to my youth and women, not to be seen as a practitioner of slave laboring, using Gidado in Bua and Omohagbo in Dangote. These are the people that are doing all these things. So my first mission is that this must be addressed, because it is in our interest and the interest of the entire state for those companies to be there. I know that. And for those companies to continue to exist, they have to also be prosperous. Yeah. They have to be profitable. That we also understand. We want these companies to outlive us. So sustainability of these companies from one generation to the other is one thing we also agree. I have companies myself, so I understand all these things. But the best assurable or the best assurance for your continued sustainability and profitability is the happiness of your host community. And the best happiness you can point to is the indigents. It's not even the physical development. When the people working there are looking well, they are doing well, they are building houses, however cheap the house is, they are driving car, however cheap it is, they put their children in good schools, and they are looking healthy. They have good health insurance. These are the issues that I want to have for my people, so I started them. And I can tell you, when I started reaching out to the top management, I was getting results. But whenever it is time for the mid-level management to implement, they will just mess up everything. So I was actually waiting for a time where I would take the actual thing, the actual discourse to the people at the highest level of management of the two companies. I was already there. I already written letters, and I was waiting for that conversation to kickstart, so that I can tell them that if they need these ideas to be translated to reality, they need to look at what is happening at the mid-level management. That was already ongoing. Then the second most important idea is, if you are taking these minerals from our land, all minerals, solid minerals are they are not inexhaustible, they are exhaustible. If you like have 1 trillion cubic of material, it is exhaustible.
Yeah.
And a lot of devastation is being done to the environment where it is being taken.
Exactly.
Are you understanding?
Very well.
Now, if today, through the instrument of CDA, you are providing what is being eaten today, what happens for tomorrow generation? That is where the issue of royalty comes in. Investments, giving us shares, giving the community shares. So immediately I came, I quickly birthed a pan-Okpela company called Okpela Development and Investment Company. I birthed it, and I ensured that it was owned by the entire Okpela, because the shareholders were nominated by the various village heads. The Corporate Affairs Commission have registered it. It's with us. So the next thing was to engage. My idea was to engage these companies at the topmost level. Look, don't talk about CDA. CDA 200 million, 250 million a year is for us to finish today. Even if you repair school, they will still dilapidate.
Exactly.
Even if you do this patch road, they will still dilapidate. My issue is, what do we leave for our children?
Posterity.
Let's assume, do you want us to experience the Olebiri story, where that is where oil was discovered from, but it's in ruins? So this CDA, Community Development Agreement, that you've been signing, giving Peters to people, is not the thing I'm talking about. The thing is that, what is that thing our children will come and make that said, yes, we heard that there was this company here. Now that the whole place is now a relic of itself, this is what our forefathers were able to keep for us. That's how do we do that? The issue of royalty now comes in. What are the royalties? What are the shares you are going to give us that we are going to invest in, so that will be part and parcel of the company? It is also a good idea that will also help the company, because if Okpela have 10% shares in Boan Cement, for instance, they will protect that cement company with their life, with the last drop of their life, because they are part owners of the company.
Yeah.
So this idea of isolating Okpela people, giving them peanuts, giving slave wages to workers of Okpela extraction, is not sustainable. We can't continue like this. So we started that. So that company was just registered. We were just constituting the executive management, so that we can have an executive management, have a corporate office, so that office will now begin to negotiate. I was already getting my ways to go and sit down with Aliko Dangote, the managing director, who is an Indian. Then Abdusamad Isia Kurabiu, and the managing director, the Benji Yusuf Haliru. If I sit with these people, with my team, we are able to strike something, because I'm going to discuss to their conscience. I'm going to discuss with them. It's not a right contestation atmosphere. I'm going to let them know that it is even in their interest that Okpela should be given a percentage royalty or a percentage shareholding in the company, so that if you are profiting, we profit together. If we are losing, we lose together. And if you make 10 billion profits, our dividends can be 200 million. Why do you think I will not want you to make 20 billion so that my dividends will also
increase?
So, and how do I make you make more profit? By providing the needed environment, a conducive environment for your company to operate. So what I am proposing is a win-win situation. It's not Okpela community take and the Deboa loses. No. And it's something that I want to sit with these intelligent people who are able to build their wealth to that level are not stupid people
at all.
So when they see a reasonable argument that will benefit them and will benefit the community, they are going to. But this mid-level Gidado and Omohagbo, they don't want these conversations because of their personal interest at the detriment of the overall interest of the company. So we were already, if we were able, the government has not swayed in, and they were able to allow me to bet this narrative and a good substantial part of it that the company, the corporate organization is happy with. Okay, give them 5%, give them 10% holding as equity contribution. Manage it. Then I set up a team of experts, very popular parade, very chartered accountants, engineers, medical doctors, or popular extraction. There are very many all over the world, and they are not limited by distance. You can form a virtual company, and they will be able to synchronize what that 5 to 10% shareholding should be meant for investment, either in stock exchange, in euro bonds, that for our future generation. Just like what's happening in Norway. The major 70% of the money for annual budget of Norway is from investments that were invested years ago. So if we are able to get such huge amount and invest, we can even invest it in blue chip companies owned by these same people, and they will be making profits. It is only the profit that every generation will be eating. The capital will be there for future generation. So we bring wealth managers to manage these substantial royalties that will be coming, manage it, whatever profit that comes out of it, we in this generation, we use it to take care of ourselves, our health, our environment, our education. But the capital, the shareholding is there. For as I'm living, because I'm not going to live forever. As I'm living as a king, a new king comes in, which may be a very young person, and they now say, "Oh, what did our late king kept for us?" You just hear that you have a shareholding that is worth 200 billion. These are the issues. So I was coming in from a strategic point of view that is going to be a win-win situation for my people and these companies. Not this slavering of my people that is being perpetrated here. These were the conversations I wanted to have with the governor. I seek audience to have with him so that I can discuss with him. This is what I have. If I'm able to do that for Okpela, it will lessen your expenditure there. You will be coming to commission hospitals. You will be coming to commission roads. You will commission agricultural settlements. Because we need to convert those mineral resources to other assets because those ones are exhaustible.
Yeah.
So these are the way things I had in mind. And of course, empowerment of the women. Because I know if you want to kick out poverty from a community, empower the women. If I have 1 billion today, I will share it to Okpela women. You know why? If I give it to the men, 30 minutes after receiving alert, they are in hotels looking for how cheap polytechnic girls, and the money will just leave the town. But if you give 500,000 naira to an Okpela woman, I can tell you that by this time next year, it will be more than 1.5 million. Exactly. Because they are repository of wealth.
Yes.
So I have already designed that women program where we will do enumeration and profiling of all the women. Forms were already created. Every woman, as far as you are from Okpela, is ancestry. Whether you are at home or you are out of Okpela, but we will prioritize those who are poor. But those women at home, I know the trade of my people. My people are good processors of cassava to gari. They are good processors of baga to palm oil, and even the palm kernel. They are good processors of plantain to plantain chips. Do you understand?
Very well, sir.
They have good farmers, our women. So we bring out all these women together, profile them, open an account for them, different accounts for them in Afema Microfinance Bank, and ask these companies, please, I need 1 billion naira to empower. When Dangote, when Boa, they see that it is a transparent process, that these people have been properly profiled with account numbers, name, and they have popular ancestry, and they are aware that when this money gets to these women, it will help to boost the economy of the place. The Abdul Samad that I know will gladly give that money. The Aliko Dangote that I know will gladly give that money. Those are the things I'm thinking of. Okay, what of empowerment? If you want to empower a youth, it's not money, skills. I went to partner with Auchi Polytechnic. They have given us forms because there is a program, National Skill Acquisition and Qualifying Center for the entire South. The center is in Auchi Poly. I met with the rector, Dr. SS Umar. We had a conversation. They printed some forms, about 300, and we set them out. We shared them to all the people. We ensured that this thing do not go to the power and mighty. We went to the villages. All the village heads give to people. So they gave them to the people who need them. They all filled the forms. We collected them. We've given to them. They were processing to know, okay, from this one should go into auto repairs and diagnostics. This one should go to mechatronics. This one should go to artisanal welding. This one should go to tailoring. So that is what they were doing. They just completed it and they even made offer. The offer they made to me, I was not negotiating, no. Because I'm going to present this thing before these people. Yeah. I don't want it to be too high. So I said, to trade these 300 people, I don't want it to be more than 250 million. But so we were working upon a bit so that it will be low. When I have it, I've already started speaking. I only need to run to MD, Managing Director of Dangote Foundation, Managing Director of Boa Foundation. Present it. They see what you are doing. The money will be paid directly to Auchi Polytechnic, and the beneficiaries will go there, spend 3 to 6 months, and acquire skills. And as they are coming out, those who want to be on their own will be given starter packs. For instance, those who will be going for automobile diagnostics, they'll give you that kit to diagnose cars. Those who are into welding, a lot of them will even be getting jobs outside Okpela. We should not approximate the entire of our life to go and Dangote. So we should do this to divest people to also leave the town. There are some where they acquire these skills and qualifications, they may even go abroad, go to Australia, go to Canada and co. So this was the way I was looking at it, and we started it. The man proposes, God disposes. So, but I also believe that the people are crying, the people are praying, and I also know that God has not abandoned Okpela. Yeah. I will return to that throne, and I will continue this laudable program. Between 2 and 3 years, Boa and Dangote, in fact, many directors will want to build houses in Okpela because I will so secure it. I will so clean up the entire environment that everybody will now feel that Okpela is a place to stay. And that is my target. And I want a situation where those high-level workers who are working in Boa, who are not of Okpela extraction, all the people working in Okpela, in the Boa, should not be from Okpela. I don't believe in that. I am a believer I'm a development economist, and I know from the studies I have made all over the world, EDGs do not develop a land. It's the external people. Exactly. That is why the most developed centers are capital cities of states and economic or educational cities. If you put a polytechnic in a place like in Auchi, development will come up. Do you know why? More than 60% of people that come trooping from all over the country. So Diversification of brains is there. Businesses and co. If you go to Auchi now, many, even me, I own a property there. Igbos, Benis, everybody, they own properties because a federal institution is there. So if we have an industrial zone in Okpila, where you have Boa, where you have Dibes, where you have Dangote, it is also my wish that people who are not Okpila should also come in. But as you are coming in, don't go and get cuckooed in the camp because Okpila is not safe. I will secure Okpila so that you can come, because Boa has brought you there to work. You build a house, raise a family, and do business. That's the kind of Okpila I wish. I want an Okpila where the way I left Okpila to come and build a house in Benin and stay. A Benin man should also come to Okpila, get a land and build a house and stay there. That's the type of Okpila I'm looking at. A Yoruba man should leave Ogun State, come to Okpila. By virtue of the job he's doing in Boa, he should build a house and stay there as his home, as his permanent home. That is the only way development can come to Okpila. So we are working on all these things. But unfortunately, these people who are workers of iniquities, who don't want anything good in Okpila, believe that Okpila should continue to be sandwiched between them, suffering my people, collecting peanuts to take care of themselves, creating insecurity in the land that people are running away from the community. The workers, there is no economies of scale. Those who are working in Boa Dangote are not investing in Okpila. They are not asking for land. They prefer to go to Auchi and do businesses. So this security issue, most of these issues must be deconstructed. And Okpila has to get the full glory. All the potentials have to be brought out. And these ideas need to be synchronized. And that's what I represent. And that was the things I had in plan, in the stock for Okpila before I even ascended the throne. So immediately I came in, these things were as if they were all written. I just started interrogating them. Okpila Development and Investment Company, registered, Auchi Polytechnic, skill acquisition, Then the third one, the women. We're already profiling the women, where I will rush to Boa Foundation, Dangote Foundation. I get 1 billion from them. Get to Okpila, every Okpila best to have 1 million or 500,000 each. Women, and you know that in the next 2 years, prosperity will be in the land, because a woman who has money will not see the daughter drop out of school.
No.
He will not allow the daughter to do hookup.
No.
He will not allow his son to drop out of school. Nobody in the household will go hungry. So I can come out to Okpila and see that Okpila are well fed, looking chubby, looking nice. People are happy. People are now excusing for violence, because when you are enjoying, you don't want to go to prison. You don't want to go for violence. So that's the Okpila I envisage that I was already working on before these people went to lie, create falsehood, misled the governor to do that, which is not very good.
Okay. In fact, that was quite a laudable program.